And you're welcome back to The Pulse. Across the world today, there are celebrations and outreach programs actually focusing on, guess what, letting people know about the benefits of egg consumption. It contains significant amounts of nutrients, and World Egg Day was established in Vienna 1996 when it was decided to celebrate the power of eggs on the second Friday in October each year. Since then, egg fans around the world have brought up a new and a creative initiative to actually honor this incredible nutrient powerhouse. And the day for the celebration has grown and evolved over time. Ghana has not been left out of that celebration, and of course there's a lot more happening here in the country. So let's check out what's happening throughout the day by bringing my very good friend, Comfort Cherewa Echampo. I always want to get that name right. So yes. With that community, just to share the excitement with us. I need to even start off by asking you, how much is just too much for someone to consume in terms of eggs?
Well, it depends on your protein requirements for the day.
Right.
If you know your protein requirement, then you can easily know how much to eat. But with Ghanaians, we say that one egg a day.
One a day is optimal.
Normal. Yes, so, I take two because I know how much protein I need for the day.
Okay.
So I take 2 eggs. One egg contains 6 grams protein, a whole egg.
Oh.
Like this.
Right.
Contains 6 grams protein.
Right.
So if you have to take 40 grams protein a day, then you should know that if you take 2, 12 is already gone. Then you take the others from the other.
So let's look at the threshold, say, in a year. In a year, you should be doing between 20, some experts are saying. Tell us about it.
Well, if we use the Americas and those big countries, they are taking, some take 365 eggs in a year.
In a year. So
some
almost every day.
Almost every day. Yeah. But Ghana, when we started the campaign, it was only 20 eggs per person per year. But now it's gone up. We have about 115 eggs per person per year.
Oh, that's amazing. And you're making a lot of inroads. Tell me what has been happening throughout the day, for instance, today.
Well, today being the World Egg Day, we normally have one theme throughout the country, throughout the world.
Okay.
And the theme for this year was Eggs for a Better Life. When you have life, you are alive.
Right.
So it means eat eggs and live. Eat eggs and stay alive.
Because of the nutritional value.
Due to the nutritional value. So this year, today, we had a float. In actual fact, we started it yesterday. Yesterday, we went to the Gan West Hospital in Amasaman. We distributed more than 1,000 pieces of eggs to both the OPD outpatient clients and then those in the wards. And then we actually give them the education why they should eat eggs, especially the pregnant ones, and then those breastfeeding, and then the children themselves. So we spent a lot of time with them yesterday. Today, we did a float from a Brasport through the Principal Street, and we ended up in La Paz, New Market, distributing cooked eggs in the midst of education.
Wow.
Really educating.
And the message has been simple. Eggs for a better life. That's the message you're sending across. But some say, well, it's becoming difficult to even buy the eggs because the prices are going up.
Yeah, that is why we are also trying to intensify because the benefit of eggs remain the same. You can compare, as I always say, you can compare eggs also to fish, to whatever protein-giving food. But egg protein is the cheapest. It is affordable.
Right.
So even if it has gone up 2 times, 1 cedi, 50 pesos to 2 cedis, I think we shouldn't stop eating it because looking at the benefits of eggs, it's better you take it every day. Even if you don't have food and you eat an egg, the satiety of it, you feel so full, and the whole day you may not even like to eat anything again. So that is why we are intensifying the campaign, and we are encouraging people to eat eggs, especially children. school children, and pregnant women.
And
the old people whose teeth are almost gone, you can just swallow egg and nothing will happen to you.
Swallow it and you'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
But then since you're talking about school children, the free senior high school policy, there are challenges with, for instance, getting food for some of the school children. I mean, and we know the associated problem, the pressure in the system. Would you say that for instance, the eggs could serve as a good source of protein that could augment what it is that government is supplying to the schools already?
Yes, please. Thank you for this question. In fact, the Ghana National Egg Campaign Secretariat had a program with the school feeding program.
Oh, you're doing something?
Yes, we are. We started in 2020. We started from the Western North area to teach the catering officers, the cooks, how to incorporate eggs into the food. And before we did that, there was a research result that was out that said, if you have 100 children and you have 20 eggs, just scramble the egg, add it to the food you have prepared for the 100 children, just mix it up, and each child takes it. The child gets 20% protein. You know, the school feeding...
And these are facts we never heard of. I mean,
please,
probably because of the awareness, right?
That is...
So it's economical. You could just mix it up.
Mix it up, even in your home. When you don't have money for fish, use eggs in the soup. Let's mix it, and every child will get the protein that the child needs. So
what do you intend to do now? Scale up that campaign with the various schools?
Yes. We actually started, but for the COVID. The COVID stopped it because when we finished with the Western North region, we were going to go to the other regions and then the COVID. So we are now thinking of starting the whole thing again because that was good. Most of the caterers we know, fish is expensive, this is expensive, but then they found out that the egg was cheap. So immediately we did it. Western region, they took it up and they are now doing it, incorporating scrambled eggs into their meals.
So what will be your message to the Ghana Education Service and the
Ghana Education Service, the government? Please, if we can encourage the school feeding program to take egg as the main source of protein for the children, it will be very good.
Okay, and I want us to touch on production, because we shouldn't just be looking at consumption, right? What measures do you feel we should be putting in place to scale up production so at least everyone will get the eggs that you're talking about, its nutritional value, so it could be a shared benefit for all?
It's very unfortunate to say that as we sit here, about 70% of our big-time farmers have stopped. They have completely, well, some have sold their farms, others have stopped completely, some are, you know, producing halfway. The cost of producing or production is very high now. Maize, which they used to buy for 50 cedis per 100 kilo, is now 330 cedis.
What they used to buy at
maize, corn.
Yeah, the corn.
They used to buy it at 50 cedis per 100 kg. It's now 300.
So it's more than double.
Yes, please. Three times almost. So the farmers are complaining. The inputs are very expensive. Not to talk about, how do you call it? The protein sources that they add, which is the soya bean meal. These are imported and they are so expensive. So that has really forced, I would say, forced the farmers to increase it because they cannot even break even. Farmers cannot break even. Those who cannot contain, the loans, they can't pay their loans and so on, have left the scene. So very few farmers are doing it now. And if the government doesn't come in, there's going to be total collapse.
What do we need to do now? Show up importation or try and support our local industries? The argument has been, well, we're not sufficient in terms of our local industries. We can produce enough to feed the nation.
We should be able to produce the maize.
Okay.
I think the Planting and for Food and Jobs
program
did that. We got a lot of maize. But then we sold the maize to the neighboring countries. They came in to buy the maize. at the expense of our farmers. So when the farmers needed the maize, there was trouble. You know, we have white maize, and that's what we are all eating, both the livestock and then, human beings. Right. But the yellow maize, during one of the governments, I'm not mentioning anybody's name, but then
you want to be safe at this point.
Yes, I want to. He made it a point that when there is the lean season for white maize, he brought in yellow maize. He was the first president who started bringing in yellow maize. Right. And Ghanaians were even complaining that we are using, they want us to use animal maize to eat animal maize. Right. But now everybody is using yellow maize. Right. If the trend is steadied and the government, I will always use the government, right. Who else? Yeah. If they know that during the planting season, the harvesting season of our white maize is getting higher, then the yellow maize should have come.
So we can substitute that for poultry.
The farmers only
will not have challenges.
Yellow maize, and they will not go to the white maize. That is all we need. And then the subsidy which has been scrapped from these imported things, I mean items that the farmers, if it can be
reworked
on, or brought back, or I don't know. Yeah. And then if the farmers can be assisted through the financial institutions,
it will help. Okay, but then back to the celebration. Let's not be sad on this day, because this is supposed to be a happy day. Exactly. So what do you intend to do in terms of further giving a boost to the campaign that you have now?
You see, my problem is this frozen chicken has taken our chicken part away. So the only poultry material that we are concentrating on is the eggs.
Okay.
So that's why we are always encouraging people to eat it. Please, take 1-2 cedis to buy an egg for a day, and I'm sure you are pushing a lot of things away.
But for today, what's your target and how many?
The main target is on helping everybody to live.
Okay. So you are giving some out for free?
We have given a lot of eggs out today.
Do you have a target or a number that you're working with?
Yeah, today we have just given out on the street, in the, mostly on the street, 6,000 pieces of eggs cooked with pepper. We did that today.
Amazing.
Throughout.
And also free?
For free. Yeah. And the whole regions, all the regional capitals also celebrated it. They've donated, some did it in hospitals, others in schools. Even as we speak now, there is a group in Upper East, Bolga. They are in the church, giving out cooked eggs and then giving the education.
I'm sure the team will be coming here to multimedia. So
I have some eggs for you.
Definitely, we'll be going catching the fun. So I'll give you a minute to just speak to the nation and to those who need to know about eggs.
Thank you. Now we have talked so much about the benefits. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about how to store.
Okay. How to store it.
Eggs.
Right.
How to store it. Because people, those who have fridges, would like to keep their eggs in the fridges. Those who don't have, just keep them in the trays anyhow in the homes. But I want just to give this small education.
Okay.
The egg has 2 sizes, the broad end and the pointed end.
Right.
Now, when you want your egg to stay under room temperature for more than 6 weeks.
More than 6 weeks?
Yes, so 2 months and above, without going bad, make sure that when you buy the eggs, just takes a short time, rearrange the eggs into the tray.
Okay, in such a manner that you have the pointed end.
The pointed end is there, and this is the broad. Right. So you put the pointed end down into the tray. Or you look at it, you see the pointed end that's here,
and then
it goes down
in it.
Here. This is the pointed here, that is the broad end, it goes down. Right. Just take some few minutes and do that. And then keep it in
Yeah.
Open place.
I bet you didn't know that, but Comfort is helping us out. Thank you, Comfort, for joining us, and we wish you well as you continue with the campaign.